This is a sight few will ever see. Hundreds of sharks appearing in canals all across the Bay Area. It's not their normal behavior. Scientists say they're seeking refuge from red tide, of course. They're essentially gasping for oxygen.
But why the canals? Fox 13's Kimberly Quizon shows us why.
In the canals of Buttonwood Harbor,
we don't have healthy water here in the bay right now.
Janelle Branower noticed an unusual sight. As she grabbed her phone, she recorded these images and dialed the experts.
All of these fins, and then all of a sudden you would see a great big shark come underneath all of the little ones. And it was like, holy cow.
Hundreds of sharks, bonnethead, lemon, and nurse, crowded into the canal.
This is an unnatural thing. These sharks are not there essentially through their own choice. They're there because they're seeking refuge from red tide, which can kill them.
In 1992, Dr. Bob Huter, OCEARCH chief scientist, documented sharks following a similar pattern near lower Tampa Bay, where 6 to 7 species came in and later dispersed. Dr. Huter says air stones that bubble water into the canal at Buttonwood could be helping oxygen levels.
We're actually possibly, with our efforts, creating a safe haven for things like sharks to ride out red tide.
Mote Marine Laboratory has sampled the water. Senior biologist Jack Morris recorded the water temperature at 90 degrees and depleting oxygen levels.
If there's not enough oxygen in the water for them, they're going to actually overexert themselves trying to get fresh water over the gills so they can actually exchange their CO2 for oxygen. But with all those animals packed in such a small little confining space, oxygen's limiting.
If red tide continues, Morris says the sharks seen here could run out of time.
If it goes long enough, they're going to run out of food and they're going to run out of energy. And unfortunately, some of them, if not all of them, might die.
On Lombo Key, Kimberly Quizon, Fox 13 News.
Well, the same behavior has been happening in Pinellas County near Big Bayou and also Boca Ciega Bay. If you do spot a number of sharks in any canal, you're asked to call Mote Marine or the FWC.
There's a huge government scandal going on.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, blessings and salutations to the whole full elect. Real quick, man, hey, that's plagues, it's judgment. There's been a lot of shark attacks, well, quite a few within the coastal cities, I believe down there in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. One of those Central American countries, but even in certain various coastal cities, there's been a known of vicious shark attacks, okay, because the Most High is pouring out a vicious spirit on the planet Earth, and the animals are being affected by it. All right, so these are part of the plagues. They're part of the judgments. Like the Lord said, I created spirits for vengeance, and at the time need, they should pour out fury and lay on sore strokes, roughly paraphrasing it. So these things that's happening in planet Earth are ultimately due because the Most High is bringing judgment to Esau's kingdom. So everything is tipsy-turning. And another thing, too, is because for the simple fact, this devil has polluted the whole earth. Like, you know, it's been reports of military drills. You know, they detonating certain bombs or nukes or testing certain weapons. And a lot of that stuff they test overseas, man. You know, and this red tide and this algae is building up in the oceans, which the oceans and the lakes are supposed to supply good water to the population and to the fish, man. Okay, like lakes. Like you got the 5 Great Lakes or the 5 freshwater lakes. Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, and I believe it's it's another one. I can't remember the 5th one, but Lake Michigan. But those are supposed to be the 5 fresh great water lakes in America. Like to the point in time, that water was actually drinkable. Now, if you look at it, man, that water is trash. It's dirty. It's murky. You know what I'm saying? It's totally destroyed. And that's why the Most High say He's going to destroy him that destroys the earth. Okay, because how in the hell the fucking water is 90 degrees, man? That's scalding hot. You know, and I know that sharks, they survive in a saltwater environment. So if they're leaving their natural habitat, like the scriptures say, they should go out their particular habitat. They should go into different places. Let's just say if these sharks wash up on shore of fresh water or river water, man, you know, they gonna die. Because the Lord said He was gonna smite beasts and so forth, because everything here is defiled. So nothing can survive for real. The only reason why the elect is going to survive is because the Lord had mercy and redeemed us unto Himself. But if we ain't of that number, we got to go too. Everything is defiled over here. That's why it makes sense why the Most High is going to destroy everything. Okay, because he's spraying chemicals in the air. He's dumping shit in the water. You had, I believe, what is it? Like a gas pipe that bursted underneath the Gulf. And you had a fire in the Gulf, which released toxins in the water. It's just a big mess, man. This devil, he's just totally destroying everything. So the Most High just got to take it out. All right. So anyway, let's read on. This is the book of Exodus 7. Matter of fact, this started Psalms. Matter of fact, this is a good one. Psalms 105 and 29. It says, he turned their waters into blood and slew their fish. This happened in Egypt. And this is happening again. Okay, on a huge scale, because I mentioned it last week in a video. Don't be surprised if your local Lake Michigan turned blood red, you know. And that's a fitting setting for the city of Chicago. Chicago is just a bloody city within itself. Okay, the Atlantic Ocean, you brothers may wake up and it may be footing news, or brothers may be at the lakefront or the beach, and all of a sudden the water just turned blood red, man, which is a eerie thing. Because that's been happening around the world, Indonesia, parts of China, you know, red tide as they call it. But this is something on high, it's something going on. Okay, and the people, they're too blind and oblivious to see it, you know. And it says here, reading Exodus 7, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 1 first. It says here, and the Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother should be thy prophet, but thou shalt speak all that I commanded to thee. And Aaron thy brother should speak it to Pharaoh, and he should send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. So that's what the Most High is doing now. He's multiplying the signs, man. We in the middle of a damn heat wave. They're talking about possible grid outages. You know what I'm saying? Testing certain cyber abilities. Like I believe there's supposed to be like some type of cyber test August 8th or somewhere around that time. So you can expect grid outages. You know, dark winter, these things, hot temperatures, man, water's turning to blood, freaking tornadoes, wildfires. It's crazy. We had a blood moon for a full straight week, pretty much. They claim it's due to the wildfires that's hitting the West Coast. But even so, if that's the case, then, hey, there's all plagues of the Most High. And it says here, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Most High is going to bring us out of this land with great, great judgments. All right. Great judgments, you know, because we're in the middle of a plague like right now. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you know, it's a mass influx of insects. OK, like it's been a influx of biting midges or gnats or sandflies, or they call them punkies. Okay, they're in my apartment. They bite the shit out of us, man. They bite you in your sleep. You know, they say it's because standing water somewhere, but every place I went, people had them in their house. You know, my mother even had it in her house. So it's like these are plagues, you know. And on top of that, I believe Gates released like so many million mosquitoes down in Florida, genetically modified mosquitoes. So yeah, man, this place is getting ready to go down. And it says, and the Egyptians should know that I am Yahweh when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring the children of Israel from among them. All right. And let's go down to verses. Let's start at verses 15. It says, go unto Pharaoh in the morning, and he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's bank against come. And it says, river's bank against he come, and the rod which was turned into a serpent shall take thou in thy hand, and say unto him, Yahweh thy power of the Hebrews have sent me into thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, here too were this not here. And thus has said the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. And behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they should be turned into blood. Okay. So that's what they're talking about, that red tide. Okay, that blood is symbolic for that red tide. And on top of that, you had a lot of animals that died, a lot of sea creatures. Like out here in Kansas City, your brother sent me a clip about a month ago. It's like down in the city somewhere, but like a little fishing hub. There's a lot of dead fish, and he said it smells like death down there. You know, and this is right pretty much in Jake's neighborhood. So it's something going on because Esau's dumping trash, dumping chemicals in the water. He's testing the waters. The pH levels are off. It's all jacked up. It says, and the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink. It says, and the Egyptian shall loathe to drink the water of the river, because my thing is, if you drink the water, you're going to die. You're going to get poisoned. And it says here, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying to Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt, and upon their streams, and upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in the vessels of wood and in the vessels of stone. It says, and Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned into blood. See? And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So there you go, man. These waters are bitter, and through the Spirit, man, we're smiting the rivers now with the curses we're putting up on this place and with our testimony. Okay, we're actually doing a great work. Scriptures say we're going to have the power to shut up the heavens, etc. And we're doing that on the right-hand side through the Spirit. Okay, and we're going to physically do these things too once we get those powers, man. But right now, hey, the Lord is intervening in our stead. All right, so let me go back and type that in. Waters of blood. Psalms. Find out. Isaiah 15:9, it says, for the waters of demons should be full of blood. For I will bring more upon demon lions upon him that escaped of Moab, and upon the remnant of the land. Because this happened over there in Moab's land too, a couple of years back. Revelation 11:6, it says, and these have power to shut up heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and power over the waters to turn them to blood, to smite the earth with all the plagues as often as they would. Okay, so that's the Spirit. Revelation 16:4, and a third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and the fountains of waters, and they became blood. So you see what's happening? All right. This is the book of Psalms 105, and Psalms 105 is a beautiful chapter, man. It says they showed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. This is talking about Egypt, okay, what they would consider Africa. It says the land of Ham. It says, and he sent darkness, it made it dark. That's the 3 days of darkness when those apparitions were plaguing them. And that's going to happen again too. It says, and they rebelled not against his word. And he turned their waters into blood, and their fish died. And their land brought forth frogs in abundance in the chambers of their kings. Okay. So, hey, the Lord is putting hell on these Egyptians, and we ain't seen nothing yet, because he's getting ready to up the judgment, man, to the point that they're going to know that it's something that's of a higher power that's pulling the strings. Okay, so this is the book of Jeremiah 12:4. It says, how long should the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither? For the wickedness of them that dwell therein. Right, because these people, they're not keeping a land Sabbath. All right, and this is a concrete jungle. This man is cutting down rainforests. He's cutting down vegetation, and he's building freaking businesses. You wonder why people's backs are all messed up and out of alignment, because we're literally walking on a damn concrete jungle, which proves he's the caveman, man. Just the way he built his cities up proves he's the damn Edomite. But you got Jake out there saying, well, we don't know who the white man is. You out your mind, man. All right? It's stupid. It's counterproductive. Here you got what you call chiropractors, but yet you got a goddamn, we're living in a walking cave, man. You know, floors are hard. You're working on floors. Like, if you didn't build these dangerous cities, it wouldn't be no need for physical medicine, so to speak. We wouldn't have to deal with a chiropractor if you didn't want to. Because the way your feet is designed, the way your toes spread, they're to give you balance, and you are to walk on earth. You know? And it says here, how long should the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither? It says, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein. It says, the beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said he should not see our last end. You know? So the Most High has to take the animals away, because this land is so damn defiled. Birds are flying out the air. You know what I'm saying? You got certain birds flying higher than what they should, and they suffocate because they can't breathe because of high altitude. You know, you're spraying this shit in the air. Jet stream, chemtrails. You know, you're trying to destroy the ozone layer. It's freaking 106 degrees outside, man. And you wonder why everything is all jacked up, and then you want to come up with this alternative way of living like you're going to make it better. Dude, you wouldn't have to come up with all this if you didn't destroy everything. Proves that you're incapable of ruling. This is why you have to be taken down, man. Point blank, period. You have to go. Okay? The earth needs a new rulership ASAP. Okay? This is the book of Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged. The dead is you heathens, man. And that they should give his reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear in thy name, small and great, and should have destroyed them, which destroy the earth. That's you devils. You Edomites, man. You so-called white people. You're the devil. Okay? You destroy everything. One last precept. Zephaniah 1, and I'm going to start at verses 2. And I will utterly consume all things from off the land, says the Lord. It says, and I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut man off from the land, says Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shine. With that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shine. With that, Shalom and above all.